Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Radio W.O.R.K.S World, and I'm your host, Jossine, Abraham's Four Springs of Life. This afternoon, I just want to empower you. I just want to talk about something which happened to me recently, which I thought it's very helpful as well to my show. I need to mention that because it has been bothering me. As I told you, I'm an African woman. Sometimes I don't take nonsense. People think that when they see me, they see somebody who doesn't know how to speak or who is not aware of what is going around. I am an African woman and I know what I want to speak about. I've been hired to different shows, to different conferences where I've been speaking with women, and I've been advising other women on different conferences. So I am not going to take anything from anybody who thinks that I don't know what I am doing. This is my show, and I have got the right to speak my mind out and to speak about what I need to speak. I know my rights as an African woman. I know where I stand to. I will never let anyone bully me again. I've been bullied before in the marriage, in the house, or anywhere else, and I will never be bullied on my show. That said, I just wanted to make that clear. Thank you very much. Whoever wanted to advise me or whoever think little about me, that will never work, because this is my show, this is my time, this is my program, and I will say it the way I want, as long as I'm getting engaged with the women who I am discussing my issues or their issues with. That is said, and I'm very happy to have cleared that. I hope whoever wanting to do me down or to say something about my show or to say anything about what I do, whether it's my book or anything, I will not take things very lightly because I know what I'm doing. Thank you very much for any advice. If there is anybody who is thinking about giving me advice, I thank you. I really take criticisms which are positive. I will accept that, and we are all learning. Nobody is perfect above this earth, so I won't take no rubbish from nobody. Thank you. Good afternoon. Today I just want to introduce you to my topic today, which is about peace. That's why I started talking about what I've just said. It's meant for peace. I want to be peaceful in my heart with everything I do, and I prefer saying things as they are because I don't hold on to anything. I trust people, so I hope they will trust me too. I don't want to hold any grudges with anybody. I don't want to hold any malice behind anyone, because we are all here and we are all equal and we are all human beings. I thank you very much for any help which you think you might want to bring into my show. I will appreciate, but I'm very much happy with what I'm doing on my program. And now that we have sorted that one out, I thought I'm sure you heard me loud and clear what I want to express. I'm just going to talk about peace today. For those who have been following me on my program, I've said things, different things. I've spoken about faith. I've spoken about hate and love. I've spoken about forgiveness. But before forgiveness, there's something I really want you to understand, because there's something called peace. Peace is something which happens when people have settled down, have spoken about whatever is worrying them, whatever their differences are. After that, when they come to an agreement, they will have peace. Now, following my story, as this is my program, I just want you to understand where I got my peace from after all what has happened to me in life. As I told you in my last show last week, that I had to go. I had visited New York in America, and I was involved into one of the churches where I went, and one woman of God touched me, and she spoke to me about peace, about being at peace and forgiveness. That's where I took my forgiveness from. But just after that episode, which happened in New York, I decided I wanted myself to be really, really at peace. And how did I do that? I went to Israel on a pilgrimage with a group of my fellow church members. We walked all the way in Bethlehem and looked around places where Jesus was going. I had my own moments to sit down and meditate about my life. I decided, okay, I have kept this for too long. I seek God to help me to go through my time for peace. So when I was there, whilst I was there, I had my time where I sat down in one of the big churches in Israel. I prayed and meditated about my life. I decided whatever grudge, whatever I was holding in life, whatever I was holding, whatever hatred I was holding in me, I decided this is the time to empty it. You know, when you empty something which has been bothering you for a long time, when you took it out of your chest and decided to say, well, this time I'm going to stop whatever has been bothering me. This is the time I'm going to put it at an end so that I live peacefully. I was so peaceful inwardly. Inside my heart, in me, I felt like a big relief from my shoulder. It appeared like I was holding something. I was carrying something which was really, really heavy on me, which I couldn't take off. But the minute I spoke about to God, the minute I spoke about it to God, the minute I seek divine protection from God and ask Him for help, how I could forgive and forget whatever happened to me, I felt a very big relief. I felt like something, it's just like something I've never felt before. You know, when you realize that this is enough, I can't hold on to it again. I need it to come out of me. It really brought tears to my face that I asked myself, well, how come I was going through all this long time? 30 years was just too much for me to hold on to things which has happened long time ago. After all, why was I holding it? Because the people or the person who caused it was already dead. So I needed to clear my conscience. I needed to clear myself so that I have peace. Why do I speak of peace? I know there is a lot of people who are struggling right now with different things, whether it's family, whether it's your marriage life, whether it's the people in the community who are causing problems within you. You really need to think twice. Am I doing this for myself? Am I hating myself by keeping this grudge? Why should I keep this grudge forever? Life is too short. You don't even know what time you have left. So if you keep on and, you know, taking all the problems within you and not making peace around, you will have a lot of problem. Peace needs maturity. One person has to be bigger than the other. You know, there could be places like where people are fighting. Let's take, for example, the war. If people don't sit down on humanitarian grounds and solve that issue, why people are fighting, they will carry on killing each other for no reason. But then what we need to understand is at least one person or one individual, one leader must stand up and say, okay, we have seen this happening for too long. How can we solve this? How are we going to stop it? You measure the consequences of what is happening, then you realize that the only way to solve that is having peace. And once you agree on making peace on a thing, on anything which has been bothering you, you really need to give each other time to embrace the peace, to make sure that the healing starts after you realize that this is the problem we are having. So without faith, again, peace cannot be achieved. You need faith to achieve the peace. You need each other to remember that we are sorting out this peace agreement. You need to understand that people embrace peace differently. People embrace, whether it's peace or anything, to heal, you need time. You need a lot of time to heal. So we should understand that we are different people, or we come from different angles. We come from different parts of the world. Whatever happens, we need to understand each other in the process that, in the process of building these bridges. It is really important that we realize that we use words that good enough to support the peace, so that the other part would forgive you, the other part would listen, that this is about peace. Just because you have spoken about it, you need to reflect on it. You need to reflect on what you have asked the people to do. If you say to people, okay, let's have peace, then you go behind doors and start doing something which is not peaceful, you are not sorting out peaceful grounds. So what we need to understand is, people need to understand why we are seeking peace first. Once you understand that, and once you agree on what you are having peace on, you need to take time. You need to give each other time to reflect and to understand why we have taken peace measures on the problem. And you need to give the other part healing time, healing moments, because maybe it was fighting. If we were fighting, have they understood the reason why we are stopping the fighting? Have they taken into consideration how many people, how many lives have been damaged before we came to this agreement? Once people agree about that, then a peace might be sorted. The process might be long, but it is very, very important to understand that peace needs to be given time to heal. Peace needs to be given time to start. Peace needs to be given time to take place, because you can't just say people who are fighting tomorrow, we are stopping fighting today, and you expect that there's no more killing one another tomorrow. It won't happen like that. It needs time. It needs process. So the same applies to us as human beings. We need process we need time to process the peace agreement. As you understand, I always refer my topics to Bible because I get some quotings in Bible as well when I'm speaking about these things, which are very much I value, and they are part of me, and they are part of me in life, because I've gone through whatever I went through, and I realized without peace I can't be at peace. So I quote today. I'm quoting on for you on Psalms 34 verse 14. It says, "Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it." So the same thing I was explaining to you. You seek peace and you have to pursue it. How do you pursue it? Nurture it. Give it time. Understand each other. Make sure that you give each other time to heal. Make sure that you understand that the other person have understood why we are seeking peace. Why do we need peace? Why do we need to do it now? Maybe a lot of things have happened, and we only live once in this world, and we have a very short time to be here. So you need to have peace. Have clean conscience whenever you ask for peace. Understand that you have asked for peace, You need to forgive, you need to be kind, you need to be loving to have peace. So having peace needs all those three things I've just said. It needs kind, love, and forgiveness. So for all the people who are facing other problems out there, I say to you, seek God and understand yourself from where you're coming from, whether it's a big problem or a small problem which is bothering you right now. What you need to do is to pray about it, first of all, then be kind to yourself and forgive yourself first before you forgive anyone. Then go on to understand and advocate for peace with whoever you are having problems with. Be peaceful, be clear in your mind. Make sure you understand why, and make sure the other person understand why you have decided that enough is enough. We need peace now. We need love. We need to stay with each other like the same family, like the same community, like mother and child, or brothers and sisters. We need each other for this life. For this life to go on, we should embrace peace. This is your host, Jossine Abrahams, for Springs of Life. Goodbye. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.